The Navajo Nation's Monument Valley Tribal Park was made famous by John Wayne in the long list of cowboy and Indian movies that were made here. It attracts about 500,000 tourists annually, but for the Navajo, Monument Valley is famous for the abandoned Skyline Mine, the largest and most expensive cleanup the U.S. EPA has undertaken to date. Mary Helen Begay and her family live under the shadow of the abandoned Skyline Mine. She's been documenting the problem of uranium pollution for years and advocating for the rights of her people.
Must be Mary.
How may I help you?
Lily sent me out here from the Navajo EPA. I'm here because of the story of the uranium mines.
The one up here is called Skyline Mesa, and all along the ridges on the other side of the mesa, there's about 16 of them alone. And there's some that are still open, and kids still go up there and play in those mines. I was standing out here one day after the cleanup started happening, and I happened to see clouds of dust forming on top and blowing off, and it started blowing down below where my mother-in-law's. I said, we've suffered from this dust, of uranium dust, and it's been all in this area. And now that you're doing the cleanup, now it's just blowing off the mesa. Is there a way you can control the dust?
With everything that's happened over the years, what hurts you the most?
I lost a lot of family members. My side of the family, my dad's brothers, there's about 3 of them that passed away from uranium, including my dad. When he died, we requested for an autopsy. And that's how we found out that there was uranium particle in his lungs that he had died from. Back then, when people were affected by uranium, they didn't really know what the cause of it was. And a lot of the people around here, a lot of them went through that too. Not just my family. This is one family that I have here in Monument Valley. There's more out there across the reservation. They have no way of telling their story, but there's so many people that are facing the same situation that my family went through.
Well, Mary, it was a privilege to meet you, and I just thank you for, taking some time and talking with me. Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll see you again.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
From Monument Valley, we're making our way back to Arizona, where Robert Begay made his home and raised his family next to a uranium mill. But in the 1980s, dangerously high levels of radiation were detected in the foundation of their home. They were moved and their home demolished. But 30 years later, the effects live on through 3 generations of his family.
Lily brought me here to discuss about what's happened with your family and the impact.
The people that were exposed got uranium disease. I had prostate cancer. They removed my prostate cancer. Then at one time I was told I had colon cancer. My wife has it here, and my oldest daughter, she had a breast removed. My younger daughter, she has 3 boys, and they've all been affected. We would be used like guinea pigs and go down the history and say uranium can do this. It did it to this group of people and that. They'll just learn from us.
Of your knowledge, how many generations has the uranium mines affected?
about 4 generations. Even though uranium has only been here for less than 10 years, you know, it affected other generations before that, you know.
You've been exposed, not even being a miner. Tell me, how do you think you were exposed to it?
We find uranium at the old abandoned uranium mine. And my house, the house that we live in, it was only about 100 yards from the old building, the old mill building. We got it through the dust, through the air, and probably through the water we drink. You know, a lot of people get lost in the country. I got lost in the city.
Yeah.
See, some of these buildings, these trailers,
Yeah.
they came from the mill side. But people brought them here, and they finally found out they were contaminated, so they just left them there. You can see the sidewalk, the front part of the sidewalk leading to this cement block here. That was the front part of the house we live in. And the foundation was behind it. Look how they bulldozed that off. So all you see is the front portion of the house.
And how long did you live here?
Oh, we lived here about 10 years, so maybe about 7 years when we moved into the city. 1980, I think, is when we discovered that this place was contaminated when we left here.
All your kids were brought up here also?
Oh yeah, they were born here.
So they tore all the buildings down and then they brought it over to that rock pile that's over there, right?
Yeah, it's underneath those gravel. The gravel, you know, is covering up the dirt, the contaminated dirt, and the building debris.
What was your favorite memory of growing up here?
Favorite memory? I don't know. It's not a favorable memory, but
it's not a good memory to remember.
This is where we got exposed. This is where my family got exposed to the uranium disease. That's how I remember this place.
Yeah!